Hail, hail, the Celts are here, and what the hell do we care now? We're on top of the league, looking down on the Rangers, and the only reason we can find is the form we have found since Brendan's been back in town. Great to hear that again last night, and we're here for the Sorare CSC on the Celts are here channel on YouTube, Facebook, X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, and everywhere else. I am Quinny, and as always, I am joined by everyone's favourite whale, McBride. McBride, how you doing?
I'm feeling champion. Yes, I was going to start singing a song now. I'm not a very good singer, so that's fine. But but I have the big smile on my face today. I don't know why. It's just one of those things.
I can do football fan singing. That's pretty much the extent of my singing, you know. And we were right at it at the weekend as well. We'll be talking. Well, I don't think we've not been on since the derby, so we'll probably have a wee chat about the weekend as well. But I think everyone is feeling the effects of last night as well, for better and worse. So we'll be chatting Kilmarnock as well, mainly, as well as flipping into Trophy Day. We'll be previewing Celtic at home to St Mirren for the last game of the season, because McBride, as you know, we have got some tickets to give away.
Yes,
for Trophy Day as well. So make sure you'll be watching us wherever you're watching us, guys, which is cool. But we're going to be giving it away on YouTube. You know, so if you're in the YouTube live chat, we're going to have a bit of a pop quiz towards the end of the show, and it's going to be fastest fingers first to win those tickets. You'll be meeting me at Celtic Park to get the tickets and go on your merry way and have some fun and all that good stuff. But for anyone that wasn't there last season on Trophy Day, the Merchant City takeover was phenomenal. I had a great time going through there with the camera, getting some pints and high-fiving and all that good stuff. So it's not just the game. It's a full day event at the weekend, you know, and I am thoroughly looking forward to it on so many levels. From a Sorare perspective, the fantasy football game that me and you, McBride, are up to our elbows in. It was a great midweek for me. I'm back on top with the Celtic cards, which is lovely to see. And yeah, it's just everything's happening, everything's falling into place, and we're all feeling pretty good about ourselves. And I think that really does stem from the game last night, really, because Kelly have had our number this season, to quote Alistair Johnson, and honestly, we made them look like Livingston, didn't we?
Oh, it was unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. What was more unbelievable was at the start of the game, I had no Guinness in the fridge, none at all. And then by half time, there was at least 4 or 5 cans in the freezer, and they were starting to come out of the freezer. And I was like, yeah, so. But I mean, honestly, before the game, I was like, yeah, it's a weird feeling knowing you only need a draw, but we've struggled to play against Kilmarnock away from home, and we lost it the last time and all that sort of stuff. So I wasn't expecting that type of performance, but I thought we were absolutely outstanding. I mean, just unbelievable. Like, some of the football was just brilliant. That's me. I said champions. It was just incredible. It was just unbelievable, and it's a weird feeling as well, because we were a game on Saturday, and you kind of felt as if you'd won it on Saturday. And then you remember you still need to get a point, and then start thinking about, oh well, what happens if we do get beat? What happens if nerves kick in? We're going to have to go on Saturday and things. But I thought the performance was absolutely brilliant, so good. Just performance of the season, probably, I think, in terms of how everybody played. Just buzzing. So yeah. And then as soon as you get a few goals up, realization hits that it's going to be the night. And it's like kind of sinks in that you've won it, and it's a really, really, really important one to win as well. And talked about the Champions League and all that sort of stuff as well. So it was brilliant. Never forget.
It was great, because I think, like, I've across the season, like, I've been quite critical on, like, the manager and the club at different kind of checkpoints of the seasons for, like, decisions, style of play, transfers, a few other bits and bobs. But one thing that I think Brendan has nailed quite consistently is in game. I don't think he's made that many in game like flaws or mistakes or whatever as such, in terms of maybe making a wee change to, add a bit of firepower to push the result over the line for us, or, a bit of minute management, bringing guys back in. But I thought last night, the master stroke of the night was starting Adamida.
Yeah. That was brilliant. I mean, I think there was a few raised eyebrows as well, like Furuhashi's not playing. But he really learned for the previous game where we struggled against Kilmarnock, and when you were thinking about it during the day, you were kind of thinking about how that game went the last time, and we struggled a bit there. And I seen a montage of it, and like Nat Phillips was in the background, and I thought, He's away now, thank. You know, but it was just a totally different type of performance, different personnel, but just the style of football, everything was quite criticised sometimes. It's a wee bit side to side and a wee bit patient and maybe a bit not dull, but it was really, there was loads of energy, there was loads of one touch stuff. It was more exciting. You get that from Maeda all the time, but it was good to see guys like Ida joining in with that, linking up, and it worked really well. And obviously getting early goals and keeping score and everything, but it was just a brilliant performance to watch. And we were at the game obviously at the weekend, and you're winning 2-1, you miss a penalty, you end up feeling almost as if you're hanging on at the end and everything. There was none of that at all last night. Last night was just, you just knew that we were going to blow them away after getting the second goal, and it was brilliant to watch. And they hardly laid a glove on us, really. I mean, I know they scored the second half, get chopped off for VAR, but it's like, this probably had like one or two chances the whole game, which, playing against a good, well-organised Kilmarnock team, that's not really a lot at all. But no. All over the pitch, absolutely superb.
Yeah, it was fantastic. And I think like that was probably one of the most impressive parts of it, because Kelly, like, I know they're qualified for European football. Hearts are in third, but and I know Hearts have been sticky for us as well this year, right? But Kelly like started the season like beating us, and they knocked us out in the cup right early, didn't they? Yeah. That's the way it went. It wasn't the league, it was the cup, yeah. And then they beat Rangers in the league thereafter. Like they really like. Fair play to Derek McInnes. I don't think there's a Celtic fan that doesn't respect the guy on some level in terms of what he does as a football manager in the league. And yeah, when you can go to their place and really make them look bottom half, like I think that's probably one of the biggest compliments you can give the team. And really, like, again, Matt O'Reilly's coming out again, justly so, rightfully so, with so many plaudits and all the rest of it, right? But I said it last week after Maeda, not last week or whatever it was, the week before, but when Maeda came back to that kind of standing ovation, like, welcome back, getting himself back from injury, that game, like, he didn't put a touch wrong. He looked way more accurate in, like, his quick touches of his feet and everything. And that's continuing, like some of the balls he was playing last night for his assist and a few of the other chances he was making, like, I think he was unlucky with one of them. He had a wee bit of old Dyson, but he really is like, I think I said at the time, and I think there's a bit of proof in the pudding now, but he's really been up a gear or two over the last couple of weeks. And it's not just that, he's this physical presence, he's a press monster, he's high energy, he's rapid, but now we're starting to see what we kind of got from Dyson originally when he first landed over from Japan and maybe lost a little bit of, but he actually creates chances. He actually will put a ball in for someone else. He'll actually finish a chance himself. And even Adam Ida's goal, if you look at it again, like, Dyson's in his shadow. Like, Dyson is like right there behind him, and if Ida's not there, his instinct is already to be there. So I think Dyson Maeda, along with Forrest, are really kind of becoming the heroes of this final hurdle of the season, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, I think just a mention for Ida as well. I mean, obviously everybody loves Furuhashi, but if you look at some of the goals he scored as well, the game against Motherwell, game against Hibs, he definitely has played his part and will slag the recruitment. I think at the time, actually, I remember we were doing a show and we've ended up with Adam Ida, but he's done really well. And I thought last night he was a really good all-round performance because he was holding the ball up and everything. But the way they were playing with him and Maeda, it was like confidence, like there was loads of pace. But as you say, it wasn't really one of those performances where Dyson's running about and the ball's hitting off him. It's like table football or whatever the ball's got. He was actually good touches and he was quite decisive as well. So every time he was kind of running through, you think he's maybe going to score here or he's going to lay it off for somebody. So it was really good to see that because, he never got the credit for it against Rangers because he had that brilliant touch and he played it across and ultimately it goes down as an OG. So you don't get any form of assist or anything for it. We should get an assist for that because, he was brilliant and he's the passion and everything that he's got is amazing. And we've talked times about atmosphere and all that sort of stuff in the stadium. But see me turn up, you watch that guy going about his business. It's just infectious, and it must be infectious for the other players in the team as well because he's just incredible. He's like the Duracell bunny. It's unbelievable, but it's brilliant to see him putting a wee bit of end product in with it as well. Because I mean, if if he keeps improving like that, what an unbelievable player asset he's going to be. He's just incredible.
Exactly. And the main thing I think most Celtic fans, especially when I listen to other fan media, I think the general consensus we've all had for the largest part of this season and maybe parts of last season is, oh, well, if he could finish that well and if he was doing this, and he wouldn't be at us because he's off the charts for physicality. And then if he had that elite level technique, then, he would be sold. Probably somebody would come and get him. And he's now shown that he's not a one-trick pony. He's not just a physicality monster. He is actually a professional footballer as well. So... a lot of great comments, a lot of love coming in for him, cult hero status and everything. I'm all about that. I love it. And I think, like, for his goal, I'm sure it was for his goal, but no, it was for the one that Maida gets the assist for. The ball that Adamida plays for him is fantastic. I said to somebody on Twitter, somebody on Twitter had a picture of Ida and Giakoumakis, and they were like that argument over now. And as you know, and anyone who listens to this knows, Giakoumakis, we were calling him out every week for not being able to pass the ball. Like, it was actually a terrible passer of the football. And that ball that he played, Giakoumakis doesn't have that in his locker. And Kyogo is so selfish he would never play that ball because he wouldn't be able to get back on it for the tap-in. He just wouldn't be playing it. So Ida, when he fired that little ball in, I was just like, yes, man, we need somebody that can actually, have the wingers coming in off him and they can get fed off the striker.
Yeah, it's just nice to have the different options. I mean, like, there's certain games that maybe don't suit certain styles of player, and what's been really telling is because we've got everybody fit and firing, how Maeda's got back to being firing after being out for the season is just crazy. But we've managed to get the main players fit and firing, and then all of a sudden, guys like Nicholas Kuhn, who were starting a few weeks ago, are kind of coming off the bench and providing fresh legs. You've got Furuhashi coming on, running at more tired defenders. Maybe slightly unlucky not to score when he came on. He'd one was really nice flick and now one a narrow angle. So, nothing too bad. But by that point in the game was wrapped up. But the first half performance was absolutely brilliant. As you say, there was a deliberate attempt to have Ida on there, and they, we knew the tactics from Kilmarnock from what they did the last time, and it was really effective. But all of a sudden, we found a way of getting it up to Ida. And as soon as he got the ball, Maeda was off. He's like, somebody's let him off the leash and he was just bang. And it was just, the football was absolutely brilliant. And, a special word for Matt O'Reilly as well, because we're talking a lot about Maeda and everything. But he started it off with the first goal as well, just a bit of quality, just kind of dropping the shoulder, playing the ball across. But we did have Ida and Maeda in at the back post, both ready to tap it in, which is really good movement. It's all right saying that somebody's played a great ball across, but you've got to have somebody in there in the end of it ready to actually tap it in as well. So in terms of comparisons with Giakoumakis, he scored loads of really good goals for us as well. So if he lives up to that and he provides some of that link-up play, then, be a great option to have in the squad. But I mean, the front three were absolutely brilliant, but across the board, midfield were really good again. McGregor maybe not as good a game, but just, more controlled, and the defence was pretty solid as well. I mean, it wasn't really as if like Kilmarnock were creating loads of chances or anything. We just kind of got on top of them, controlled the game, and it was incredible. Just such a brilliant game to watch, like just the opposite of what you thought it was going to be when you seen the game against Kilmarnock the last time. So superb.
Yeah, I'm totally all about that. And I think if I had to read that, I just want to highlight this again. I think I'm one of the few people that was happy we got him rather than Miovski, because I just didn't want to pay the money for Miovski, to be honest with you. But the loan wasn't too bad. But Big Ida, one-man battering ram, love to see it. And yeah, I'm still in the camp of death. After he scored the Derby goal, like the first Derby he had, I'm quite of the opinion that we sign him, but not at any price. Still, I'm still kind of let's get negotiating, But we are getting a bit of chat about our Derby rivals and whatever. Someone earlier in the chat was saying they'll be crying themselves into a toilet or something, which is hilarious. And we almost won the league before a ball was kicked because, if any of you remember Tuesday night, Dundee were running the show for the first half an hour or so, 2-0 up Rapid, and I forgot about the game until it was full time and someone texted me to tell me the score. I couldn't believe it. So I feel like that maybe false start to celebrations maybe came into the pitch a little bit because there was a proper zest and spring in the step going right from the beginning. And normally with some of these games, it's a wee bit like, right, let's shape up, let's move the ball around, let's, get comfortable. But for the first time in a wee, it felt like really the fire was under their backside to go kill the game quickly. And you mentioned Kuhn. I thought the second half performance was one of the best second half performances we've had for continuing to win the game, for continuing to like dominate a team. And everything that went along with that. Matt O'Reilly can get his slivers all day, every day. Like he's player of the season, young player of the season, all the rest of it, everything. Absolutely rinsed it last night. But I do feel that, I think the second half performance was probably one of the more striking things, because normally like we don't score in the second half. If we do, it's like one goal or something, compared to like if we score a lot in the first half, normally. And then maybe like, I know we got that offside call go in our favour for Kelly's goal. But normally there's a wee bit of tension, like the game might go back onto being knife edge and all that kind of thing. And again, to mention the manager, I think the triple sub that he made, front three for front three, it's not something you can do too often, right? But I do feel that like that was a big contributor to like the 90-minute performance, because Kyogo's coming on with an agenda to get a goal. Palma, we can maybe chat about in a second, right? But Kuhn, I thought was brilliant off the bench, and like see his little assist. That's the kind of passing that he's got. He's got that really deft pass where he's dribbling, his feet move so quickly. And if you're a defender trying to square up to him and trying to influence the ball or get physically kind of interrupt him, you just don't know when he's actually going to release it. And that's exactly what he does to squeeze that ball through. So I think I'll maybe do him a good bit of confidence. I don't think he's quite at first team level yet. I think we're all kind of in agreement on that. But some real green shoots from the bench, having the quality of either Ida or Kyogo, in this case Kyogo, but then having somebody definitely like Kuhn that is eager and improving. And then Palma, as I say, we can chat about if anyone wants to. But yeah, I thought the subs and the second half management was a big part of how the result continued to go.
Yeah, I mean, obviously when Rodgers came back, everybody had reservations. We all talked about it at the start of the season, but I think there's loads of big moments in the season where he's properly delivered. And I know, we had more of a cushion last night, but that tactical change that people really weren't anticipating, and it worked. I think like some of the big Champions League games, we watched some of the games, we've seen some of the subtle changes. He was recognising where we were getting overrun and all that type of stuff. So now we are at full strength. It just kind of makes me quite excited that if we can hold like the vast majority of the players there, because obviously Matt O'Reilly is going to be quite hard to keep as well. We hope that we can stay strong and reject the bids or whatever. But if we can do that and we can add some other players in, then it could be really exciting, because I kind of feel as if we're just starting to get going. And at the points where we're discussing it and we're all a bit dejected and we're behind and we're dropping points and all that type of stuff, but to get to this point and just be finishing so strong is just brilliant. And he set the tone with that as well. It was like, this is a point where we get going, we're winners, all the I'll see you in May stuff and everything. And it's worked. It's not backfired on him. It's worked perfectly, which is great. So yeah, and we're talking about stuff with the game on Tuesday night and everything. But at the end of the day, we've done what we've had to do. So there's been other contributing factors to be sitting here going on Saturday knowing that you don't need a result to win the league, but we've done that ourselves as well with the performances in the big games. So I think there's loads and loads and loads of credit got to be given for that, because if we get the recruitment etc right, or spend a wee bit more and get more sort of quality in, you can see some of the results you're getting like last night. So I think it's really exciting times with the expanded Champions League and everything coming up as well.
And I think just to put, I'm totally with you. And I think just to put, I'm hopeful we can keep O'Reilly into this next season. I'm putting my hands together, and I think it can happen. But to put into context for everyone listening to the show, like how good he's been, and I know we all know how good he's been for us, right? Me and you, we play Sorare Fantasy Football, which is like a global fantasy football game, right? And if we look at all midfielders across world football over the last 40 matches, which will include Champions League and the league and all the rest of it, Matt O'Reilly is currently ranked, drum roll please, in 7th globally. And you can see the sort of guys that he's just behind, guys like Rodrigo, Kevin De Bruyne, Bellingham. This guy Romulo plays in China, so he's a bit of a cheat code. Whatever, there's a few other guys like that. But he's far and away above performing like so many big players in world football. And this is like contributions for goals, assists, tackles, interceptions. A lot of the stuff that, if you look at SofaScore or FootMob and all these other places that do like ratings out of 10, there's a lot of stats that don't really get captured or get appropriate weighting for it, depending on what you value in the game and whatever. It's a big reason me and you like the games, because it's quite good scoring. And Celtic, we can score as good as Real Madrid or whatever as well, because that's just the way it works, if that makes sense. So overall, in the last 40 games across world football, the 7th best midfielder on actual contributions in the match. It's absolutely stellar. There's no getting away from that. Only bettered by really elite midfielders. I know one's in China, forget him, but
I mean, there's only like not midfielders, but there's about 35,000 players on Sorare, so it'd be like 7th. Like, and also he's only 23 as well, right? So he's right up there. He's probably, I don't know if he'll just be behind Bellingham in terms of the best under 23 midfielder, which is under 23 years, something on Sorare as a specific competition. So, I mean, it's like 18 goals and 18 assists. 18 goals and 18 assists from midfield. And also, he's just started taking penalties, right? But if he was on penalties all season, his stats would have been just, they're already incredible, but he's just been so good. Like, it's just, he's really stepped up his game. I remember when Rodgers came in, and I don't know what it was he'd done or whatever, just the way he kind of come in and started speaking to players. I remember Riley giving an interview, and he kind of came off with vibes as if, I kind of like this guy a bit more than Ange, because he kind of said something along the lines of, Ange distanced himself for the players and didn't like to get involved with things. He kind of liked that more like hands-on approach, or whatever way Rodgers manages people. And see, this season, he's been absolutely unbelievable. He was the man of the match against Atletico Madrid in the Champions League. So he's not just doing it against, teams in the cup or whatever. He put in some really brilliant performances. He was, you'll be able to check it on Sorare. He was the best man in the pitch in the first Old Firm game, I think at Ibrox as well. So the game we won 1-0, he out of 100, he hit 92 out of 100, which is just incredible to do that in the hardest away game of the season, stats wise. So it was just, some of the performances he's put in have just been unbelievable. So back to, can we keep him? I mean, he did just sign a contract at the start of the season, right? So if Celtic say, well, we know maybe you're not going to be that happy to stay, and we know that Atletico Madrid want you, and Madrid's roasting, and all that, it'd be lovely to go to Madrid and just actually live there. But I mean, see, at the end of the day, Celtic have got a bit of power here as well. When interest came in January, Rodgers just said, well, very sorry to hear it about that, but no, he's not going. So, we're not really under pressure to sell him, because we've got that Champions League money. Okay, if the mental money comes in, we know that the way football works. But I mean, we're in the driving seat for a change, so that's good. It's a good position to be in.
Yeah, big time. And I think the fact he does have that new contract, it feels like, Brendan hasn't really had a window. The summer window, it doesn't feel like much of it was him. It was a lot of maybe moving parts already. Yeah, cool, I'll approve this signing, I'll approve that signing, and all the rest of it. Like guys like Kwon and Tilio, who people forget we signed this summer. Exactly. And then in January, Kuhn, I'm not too sure how much he had in that. It was obviously rubber stamped by Rodgers, and Ida was headhunted by Rodgers. Rodgers was like, get that guy because I like him. And if he's on the market, we want him. So it feels like most of the business Rodgers has maybe done this year is these contracts. Like, I like Vickers, give him a new deal. I like this guy, give him a new deal. I like this guy, give him a new deal. And they're all tied in because Rodgers, we can kind of be happy with Rodgers now. I think we're all at that point. He said it himself, it felt awkward the first 6 months. Feels like we're all back in love again. We're back into the honeymoon stage, as it were. But the only thing he's missing from his Celtic repertoire is European success of some sort. He's not, yes, he is here to do it, right? But he's not like, oh, let me get back to Celtic and win another treble because I really need to do that. He's thinking, I'm coming back and I'm going to get the fans back on side, and unfinished business is European football, So I think the easiest route to success for us is building a squad that will go through a few campaigns learn some lessons. And I know this squad has had a few under their belt already, don't get me wrong, but that's how these other teams that we are trying to emulate that aren't Premier League clubs, that aren't La Liga clubs, achieve that success. They have a core of guys, 5, 6, 7 of them that are first team players that ride through 2, 3, 4 seasons together, to some extent, and that's where that kind of telepathy can come from, where those like do or die situations, you need to defend for your life or you need to get the goal. That's how you can make these moments happen, because it's not just 11 random guys that have been training together for 6 months that are playing. That's, an actual team of people. So I really hope that's what O'Reilly is signed his contract against, if you know what I mean, is like, this is the project. We will sell you when the mad money comes for you because you're bloody brilliant. But like, we need to get some European action first, and I hope that he signed on for that, So yeah, we do fear the bids, but we're crossing our fingers.
Yeah, I mean, people are talking about his body language and everything. He is quite a laid back guy, so he's not quite the guy who's going to push forward and be in the centre of the attention and everything as well. I do ultimately think as well that he said something along the lines of it affected him a wee bit, the interest and everything. And so obviously in his mind, he thinks that he would like to make that step at some point. But there is power and there are, decisions to make for Celtic. So Celtic say to him, look, you give us another good year and we'll let you go next year or whatever. Or, you're on a long deal. The big money will come later. The move will still come later. You keep developing. And hopefully he realises that he's actually developed a lot as a player at Celtic this season. He's winning stuff. He's playing in big games. He's playing in big Glasgow derbies. He's playing Champions League games. There's not many teams, obviously, if it is an Atletico Madrid or one of these massive clubs, but there's not many teams that can say, well, keep yourself fit. You've got 10 Champions League games next season. That's a big carrot for players as well. And I mean, as a strategy thing, I do get that we've got this model where we get guys and, be tempting to say, oh, it's 25 million and we only paid 1.5 million. Get that. But also we want to be in the Champions League next season as well. We want to keep progressing. And we're not going to progress if every time we get a Jota or every time we get Matt O'Reilly, we just wave him out the door at the first sign, he's somebody with a bag of cash. I mean, let's see who is in for him and whether or not they can come up with the type of money that's relevant. But 20, 25 million sounds like crazy amounts of money, but you're talking about 50, 60 million for the overall pot for just being in the Champions League this season as well. Remember we were discussing it, we talking Shankland or whatever, and Hearts fans were saying, why would we sell him for a few million? Because we get in the Europa League, we get 5 or 6 million for it. And that type of stuff applies to Celtic as well. Rodgers he said the other day, right, he said that he wanted to improve and that the procedure for that was well underway. So what does that mean? He's obviously already earmarked who he wants to actually buy to improve. I don't think he's sitting around thinking, what happens if 20 million comes in for Matt O'Reilly? I think he's thinking about building on the success of the team. And I hope that although he's maybe rubber stamped some of these signings before and maybe he should have got his elbows out and said, well, that's not the quality I'm looking for or whatever. Maybe he'll just be a bit stubborn now and say, Matt, well, I know you really want to go Madrid and, it rains here all the time, it's sunny there and all that, and your girlfriend will like to shop him over there and it's in Spain and everything. But yeah, you signed the contract, so back to the training field. Like it'd be nice if we just did that and just kind of held on to him. And did we not do some way similar with Edouard? I remember the point we thought we're never keeping Edouard here. And he eventually got the move to the EPL, but it was kind of along the lines of, right, you're staying this season. And I think the second half of the season never played that well, but we just told him, look, you're just going to be staying and, you'll give it your best and you'll get your move next season. So clubs do that sometimes. They just say, look, if you just give us one more, we'll let you have that big move and then we move on from there. But it'd be a huge loss if we lost him this summer. But I thought we'd lose Hatate last summer and nobody knew Jota was going to Saudi Arabia. I mean, some of this stuff just really unpredictable. You've got to you've got to remember that the media will have all the best players away to here, there, and everywhere, and that's just standard for the summer, right? So,
of course, and I think as well, like there's a lot less pressure on us. We're kind of getting away from the game and stuff like that, but I don't mind. I hope you guys don't either. There's definitely a lot less pressure on us to sell, like because we all know that Celtic love to sell. Like Jason, they're saying that Long loves the pound signs and that. we are looking to always sell one guy for over 10 million. That's normally the way Celtic have been going, right? But when you actually look at like the tertiary layer of the squad, there's probably about 15 million pound of people we could sell, across £2 and £3 million transfer fees. Mikey Johnsons and Haksabanoviches and Lagerbielkes and, guys like this floating about. So if we do want to raise some capital on top of what we're doing anyway, I don't think we need to sell the Kieran Tierney of the club, anymore. I think we've got, and it's probably, again, we were chatting about this earlier in the season. If you do want to be a club that does have financial flexibility, you do need players you can often sell and trade around in. And our problem is we've actually been buying lots of guys that are not really for us. So hopefully, we're not barcasting them and just killing their contract or whatever. But if we can actually get like 2 million for this guy, 3 million for that guy, 1 million over here, 1 million over there, like before you know it, that's 12, 14 million after half a dozen people leave. And then there's no pressure to sell. You've got the Champions League money, like you mentioned, never mind the big fat bank balance that they're sitting on, So it really does feel like the position of strength we thought we were in, or we kind of knew we were in last summer.
Yeah.
Where we're upset that we never capitalised upon is even stronger. And hopefully Rodgers has really got his hands on the wheel now to go, this is the direction that we're going to drive in.
Yeah. I mean, and there's been a commitment to spending money in Barrowfield as well. So there's millions getting spent on that. So, that's part of the money we're sitting on in terms of club just now. Also, there was only one place that was going to be guaranteed to get in the Champions League straight in without having to go through qualifying rounds. So now actually those sort of plan A, as you win the league, this is what we're going to do. Plan B, this is what we're going to do. Plan C, this maybe will work, but we're going to have to see if we get through the qualifying rounds. And, Lawwell likes money and all that type of stuff. But also the biggest money you can access now with this new format is the Champions League. I mean, Matt O'Reilly comes in with his agent and says, right, yeah, Atletico Madrid want him. As I say, you're the guy that signed the contract 6 months ago. I see that one you signed that's got 5 years. You're the guy that signed that. I mean, that's if we feel as if we want to progress, that's kind of what we need to do, right? We need to say, well, no, I'm not letting you go just now, right? You're just going to have to go out there and just take all the set pieces and everything. So you don't want unhappy players, and you don't want a situation where there's big money available for the guy and the guy's in the huff for the whole season or whatever. But I don't think he's that type of character. He's not one of these guys who comes in from abroad and it's just like, I'm going to down tools type guy. I don't think he's like that. But also, you don't want it affecting him. But you'll see loads of scenarios in world football where there'll be somebody that maybe would have preferred to go and do something else, and the club just says, nah, we're just going to hold you to that contract. And he's a young guy as well. He's got loads and loads of years ahead of him, and we all know he's probably destined for something quite good. But hopefully he hangs around and he develops, and rather than going for one of these moves where you end up in relegation battles in England and stuff, he just actually goes to the proper, I'm ready, I'm going to go and play for X, Y, or Z, and just walks into an R team and starts actually playing for a big team, rather than treating it as some sort of development or whatever. Because we know he's a top player, all his stats show he's a top player. We watch him every week. He's excellent. He's got a great temperament. He's calm, so. Let's hope he does stay on. And we've got loads of other talent in the squad as well. I mean, ultimately it'd be a big loss, but we've got other guys firing. We talked to Maeda. Maeda's been brilliant. We've signed up Carter Vickers. Some sort of rumours about him. He seems quite happy, to be honest. Signed a long-term deal. So there's loads and loads and loads of positives, and we can actually start, as you say, maybe trade out a couple of guys or let a couple of guys go, and start rebuilding into maybe even just the style of player that Rodgers wants. Not even the numbers, but guys who play in a certain way that he wants to play, like the way we played last night. It's quite exciting, I think.
We've got a lot of transfer chat happening in the live chat. I don't know if I want to quite go into target lists and goalkeepers and all that kind of stuff tonight, but certainly I think Matt O'Reilly has got to be, if we can keep him, again, it'll be the cliche of it's like a new signing, isn't it, kind of thing, because some people are resigned to the fact that the big bid comes in. But again, like me and McBride would be better than a lot of other Celtic fans, and it's just, I'm not saying that in any other way than the way it's meant, just like because you watch it and stuff. But like Atletico Madrid have a very pronounced, and I know they're the main club that's linked to them. It's the only reason I'm using them, but they've got a very pronounced history right now of buying young talent and not giving them a game for ages, you know. And I don't think O'Reilly's going to wear that. I think O'Reilly leaves us to play, you know, somewhere. I don't think he'll look at Atletico Madrid and go, oh, I see what he did with Felix and Vermeeren, who they just signed in January, and one or two others. And I don't think he's going to say, "Hi, I'll go and do that." You know, like I think he's, you know, I think he wants to walk into a team because he's good enough and he's earned it, kind of thing, rather than going somewhere else to prove it and all that crap. You know, so I think he's quite level-headed enough that he knows he's got a big opportunity here, and the opportunity he moves to next isn't the first one that comes knocking, but it's the right one. You know.
Yeah. No, definitely. And there's been points where we've had, like, you remember the January we sold Frimpong, and it was just like, all right, the money's there. Everybody was a bit surprised about it. We thought it would be there until the end of the season and things come out the blue, and that does happen. But who's a snitch? Contracts mean nothing. I don't agree with that at all. Like it doesn't. A contract meant something in January when Celtic said no. Celtic just said no, and that was it. There was no discussion. It was ended, nipped in the bud really quickly. It might change. Obviously, we've had scenarios where even like Ange went and things, but he was obviously planning that in the background and all that type of stuff. How much Jimbo says, how much more can Matt improve in this league? Well, it's not just about the league, right? He's got 10 Champions League games to play next season as well, and the Champions League is a top competition in Europe, and there's a lot of clubs who rate themselves as good clubs but don't get into the Champions League. So there's loads of stuff that Celtic can offer players, and say a scenario where the big money comes in and he does go, that's still a huge attraction for other players to bring to the club as well. So you can say, look, you come in here, you play here, you're playing the top competition in the world, because it is regarded as the best competition around, really, the Champions League, and that's why there's so much money for it. They want to have more games, they want to expand it because it's seen as the absolute top level. So we'll see, but let's not spend the whole night talking about maybe Matt O'Reilly going, we've just won a league, we've got title party coming up on Saturday, we've got a cup final coming up after that, we're on great form. Absolutely brilliant time to be alive.
Absolutely brilliant time to be alive and be a Celtic fan. You can say that again. I'll just put the match up. I'll just put the match scores up from last night just to maybe try and get us back on topic. By the way, we've got over 600 of these live here across all the platforms we're on. I think that's the most we've had for a show. So thanks to everyone that is tuning in. Wherever you are watching the stream, please do like, share, retweet, all that good stuff. It just lets whatever platform you're watching this on know that we're having a good time, we're having fun here. And then maybe they'll invite some other people to come and watch it with us, and we'll get the party started, because we're giving away 2 tickets to the game on Saturday. I can't say that again. Before we end the show tonight, we'll be giving away 2 tickets right here, right now, to Celtic St Mirren Trophy Day on Saturday. So stay tuned. We'll do that before we close the show out. But yeah, didn't really talk too much. I think everything we're kind of chatting about, maybe it's all kind of one and the same. It's hard to kind of nail in right now because we've just won the title. It does feel kind of end of season-esque. It's almost like we don't have another game to play, but we do. Obviously, that's where the real party is. We get the trophy on the pitch. Everyone goes mad. We all go to Merchant City and take the place over, and people are climbing up lampposts and bus stops and all that crazy stuff, and everything else in between. Because it's been a long season. It's been a long season. We've kind of referenced a few of the ups and downs and everything else in between. But it's like you say, we're not selling people. This isn't transfer window yet. It is firmly party time. And I think coming into the game against St Mirren, Rodgers was, I think he got interviewed after the game last night about 6 times, down to technical glitches as well as just different intervals with celebrations at the stadium, in the changing room, on the pitch, like everywhere. Don't think Rodgers has did so much media in a day. But he's saying going into the weekend again, wants to go full strength, wants to push the boat out, wants to put, sprint across the finish line is his word. So as we do come into the St Mirren game here, that's the expectations again, isn't it? It's 5-0 and above.
Yeah, I think I don't think there'll be many changes at all, to be honest. I think after he's changed the front three, there's some other subs as well. I think he'll go really strong again. It's Joe Hart's last game too, so I don't know. Maybe if we get a penalty, Hart's going to trot up and take a penalty, or maybe with 5 minutes to go, we'll bring on Scott Bain and let him get his round of applause or whatever. But I think we'll go really strong. I really do. I think there'll not be much messing about. He did say, he was like, look, we're going to be sprinting over the line at the weekend, you said, and then we'll get a rest in for the final. So it wasn't a case of, we'll give the guys a rest at the weekend. It was like, no, we've started playing well here. We're going to go quite strong. We want to celebrate with the fans for Trophy Day. And the type of mood we were in last night, you can definitely see us doing that. Place going to be buzzing again. It has been the last 2 home games against Hearts and against Rangers. It's been unbelievable. Like, even thinking back to the Hearts game, the atmosphere was absolutely brilliant, and the performance levels started to rise to match the kind of expectations. We've finished the season so well. We look at all these tough games. I mean, you're playing the top 6 teams, you're playing Glasgow derbies, you're playing high pressure games where a win or a loss really can cost you, and we've raised our performance rather than the other way about. So we should be delighted about that, because the mentality of the team, or the management of the team, and the response for the boys has been brilliant. And let's remember all the crap times or the downs we've had this season, because there's no way you're going to enjoy those big title parties, those celebrations, if you don't remember all the crap times you've been through as well. And I do remember a lot of crap times being a Celtic fan, not in the last, sort of 10 or 11 years or whatever, but you'll see by the colour of my beard, I've watched some crap performances as well. So you've got to remember that stuff to kind of inspire you a wee bit as well.
Of course. And on that note, and on Jay's, Jay's just brought it up there in terms of people. I think all the players were out last night having a good time, so they'll definitely be sore today. There's no two ways about it. But back to business tomorrow and then ahead of the game Saturday. But Jay tagged me us on Twitter. I've not actually watched it yet, but it's meant to be a belter. It's Carter Vickers, if he's going to hear this.
He's definitely enjoying himself there, isn't he? Brilliant. Oh man, that's magic, and it's nice to see the players enjoying it like that as well. So,
big time, man. And you've got, like, you've seen McGregor's comments after the game as well. It's all about enjoying these moments and not being like too professional where you just let them go past you. Like, life is too short and all that jazz. And if you're, I say lucky in the kind of the fortunate sense, but if you're lucky enough to be a professional player and lucky enough to play for Celtic, then like you'd be fucking mad not to enjoy this. Really, you would be like clinically insane to not be happy or not want to. Like, let's just have fun tonight, and we'll get back to it tomorrow. Plenty of time for recovery when we wake up tomorrow. I seen the Ida and the Welsh one as well, but it's a great time to be a Celtic fan. There's just no two ways about it. And like I said earlier on the show, you just got to hope that, especially for the players that really get the club, that have been there for Champions League nights, like most of them have at this point, like that's the mountain that we're going to try and climb, And Joe Hart's definitely living his best life now, isn't he? Like, and people are saying that now. I guess I'll talk about Hart for a second, then we can maybe slide into the game and the giveaway and stuff, right? But I hear people saying like, "Oh, Joe's still got something to give, and maybe he stays on, maybe he goes somewhere else or whatever." But you need to remember, maybe some of these have, because it's been on the timeline today, like when he was like bombed out of his career, but he was like almost like forced into retirement because like nobody was picking him, nobody was playing him, nobody wanted to sign him, and then he's won the lottery coming here, really in a big way. So I think he wants to finish his career on a high. I don't think he's already had that mediocre spell of his career where he's at a crap team going nowhere fast, So I don't think, for as much as he is improving, and he has improved in the back end of the season, I believe anyway, and he's still not dead and buried as a goalkeeper, as it were. Like, I think he's made his mind up, and I think he's made that decision in like good conscience. I don't see him playing for someone else after this or reverting his decision.
Yeah, I think he's actually raised his game because he's come out and he said, right, I'm going to put this to bed, I'm going to retire. But it's given him that extra kind of push towards the end as well. Because some of the saves he's made, we were kind of saying sometimes he was looking as if he was a wee bit immobile, he's not moving very quickly, maybe goals going in that he should have saved, all that type of stuff. But towards, he's been absolutely brilliant. You can see last night he was right in centre stage with it, and he was loving it. He was absolutely loving it. And I have to throw in the other 2 moments that really I was just peeing myself laughing at was there was a problem with the mics, and they realised that the pyro had burnt through the cables. So it's like the pyro had like got all the cables, so to get out of the mics. And then the bit at the end, I didn't realise, like, and then Chris Boyd came down, and then people started putting up pictures, and everybody was down celebrating. Chris Boyd was sitting up the gantry because he refused to go down. That was absolutely brilliant. But see the end, honestly, the fans, you know, there's a lot of clubs, comes to mind like Germany and everything, where you get brilliant fans, but like the support and everything, even the away games for Celtic is just, it's unbelievable. And you can see that the players are looking at it and going, this is just incredible. And then they go back last night, think, oh, it's getting late or whatever, we want to go out for a party, and there's a stage and there's thousands of people there, thousands of people just waiting to see them because it was an away game. So it's just a special club, you know. It's just, club stands for so many things, but it's just special, and nice to see a lot of those guys maybe who have come in this season or whatever start to experience that as well.
So someone texted me about this earlier, or mentioned it in the members stream on my channel earlier. I've not seen it anywhere, right? But I don't know where this has came from. I don't know if I want to even indulge it at this point in time without having seen it, but there it's on screen for you, apparently. I don't know if it's a bit of a gag or whatever, but
was it on holiday with Butland or something? There was some sort of video of there were like
singing McGregor
on holiday or something. Yeah, so I think something to do with that.
Yeah. I was at the Celtic night for Celtic here to interview Joe Hart for his like retirement do at the club or whatever. And one thing that I think is brilliant about his time at Celtic, or just brilliant in general, is like he said one of the biggest things he's going to miss is Livingston away. Like, that's one of his favourite things about being a Celtic player, is going to Livy away, because we get 3 stands and it's a wee ground, and obviously not the pitch is maybe his favourite or whatever. But can you imagine multiple Premier League winning, one of the highest England cap goalkeepers in recent memory, won all this, done all that, and one of his favourite memories is going to be Livingston away. It's like a great stadium to go to, you know.
I love playing at the Spaghetti Hut and going round to Tony Macaroni's for my dinner after it, and but I mean the support's brilliant, right? I mean, honestly, like, and the away games are obviously a lot of the die-hard people that just go to the away games, is just the noise they create. And if every club in Scotland said, okay, if we don't sell tickets, we'll just sell them to Celtic fans, you would have stadiums every week all over the country that'd be full of Celtic fans. Obviously, you don't always have access to it, so it's mad. But stuff like that, I mean, he understands the passion, and he understands the club. Like, he just, just said he was the end of his career, but he's managed to come here and he's won stuff and he's been successful, and he rates that as well. It's not like he's gone about going, oh yeah, well, I've got this many England caps, but he values being part of the sort of Celtic family and all the stuff he's won, and he's played in big games as well. He looked quite upset after the last Champions League game at Parkhead and everything as well, because he's done stuff and he's played at a really high level still, even at the end of his career. So brilliant, and he's been such a leader this season as well. You can see from what he's given, like, that he's been a big influence in the team.
And we've got a question here from Monty asking about the next keeper go experience for younger. I think like there is a Joe Hart in the market right now if you want to spend the wages on him, and his name is David De Gea. So if you want to do that kind of thing, because I don't see any other Champions League clubs going for David De Gea. If you fancy him, I think he'd be great. But he'll ask for a lot of money. I don't think he'll be that greedy, because he's just made all the money in the world for the last like 11 years at Man United or whatever. But if you want to go that way, there's a great option if you can convince them to come up the road. But I think from the level of reporting we've had already, I think the Trabzonspor guy is the first bid that we do, to be honest. So I think we probably sign him before the Euros. He's probably going to be the Turkey number one. Between him and the guy that went to Man United that doesn't get a game, by under, for any that don't know him. But yeah, from the reporting we've had, it's nothing. There's no intel or ITK on it or anything. But I think, with the reporting we had on that, I think Kikir, which is like another up-and-coming type guy, but he's not young, he's mid-20s or so, international player. I think that's probably the shout. Angus Gunn has conceded a bucket ton of goals tonight as well, by the way, if any were thinking about him. Yeah, I don't know.
How about a double deal with Norwich for Gunn and Ida?
Depends how much, really, doesn't it? I can get behind Gunn in the kind of Craig Gordon sense of it. Like, it's a high-end Scottish keeper. You know, he'll fit in and he can do a certain level. Former Man City youth product as well. England youth international. He's got a good pedigree, Gunn, but he's never played in Europe. He's never been at the top level, which was kind of the detractions we had for Adam Ida. So goalkeeper is such a more vital position at Champions League level. Like, you just need to look at Fraser Foster, like, to just see what that difference can be. So I'm not so sure I would be totally behind giving Norwich, because they would want a lot of money for two of them, you know. So I wouldn't be. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, well, I think it's a position we've got to go and spend a good amount on. We know quite a lot of the goalkeepers, obviously, because we're following it all the time. It's an important actual position in Sorare as well. But Kakir, I think actually Trabzon's sport captain as well. So I kind of like that type of thing as well. You know, he's in his mid-20s. He's got years ahead of him, and also he's been in quite an influential position in our club, because that's what we need. We need lots of leaders to help in the dressing room, etc. as well. I don't think, I mean, 25, 26 probably is relatively young for a goalkeeper. I don't think, unless we're sort of buying 28, right? So that's probably perfect, to be honest. I don't think you want to go too young in terms of bringing in a goalkeeper. I was thinking about Gunn. I think he's maybe slightly younger, but I don't think you really want to be bringing in somebody who's a project in any way, or doesn't have the experience to cope with that, because it's a high pressure situation being in goals for Celtic or Rangers or whatever. You know, you need somebody who's got that experience. So that would definitely make sense. I think the Bayindir rumour actually is that Trabzonspor want him from Manchester United to replace Kakir, because he'd said that he wanted to go. So kind of interesting transfer merry-go-rounds. I don't mind Angus Gunn. I think actually he's done pretty well in the Championship, and he's done pretty well for Scotland as well. So I can think of lots of goalkeepers we could sign that would actually be worse signings than him. But it's difficult because everybody knows or has known that we need a goalkeeper, and that's going to create transfer speculation. And you never get linked with one guy. You always get linked with 6, 7 or 8 different goalkeepers. So we'll see. But I'm quite confident with what Brendan said, that he was actually talking about, right, we've got plans in motion and we're going to be ready for it. So it sounds to me as if there's already been plans made for what was going to be coming, and we're going to be on it. So interesting.
Yeah. This is a good comparison as well, good comp. The Turkish are, you know, their fans are not quiet. You know, so
yeah.
So yeah.
They're all fighting each other in the games and everything as well. So I think he actually does. I think he actually openly said, look, I've been playing here my whole career, I want to move on type thing. And I think at 28, that makes sense. He wants to kind of go and play with our team in Europe. So if we can attract somebody like that who's been an international goalkeeper, I think that's kind of right at the top end of what we can achieve. De Gea, I mean, if he takes a wage cut, I think he was on bonkers money at Manchester United, so we can't offer him bonkers money, but on a free transfer, he would be brilliant. You know, really, really good goalkeeper. Maybe prone to some mad stuff as well. So would he give us some heart attacks on the ball, etc.? But he's been a top level goalkeeper his whole career, so I don't think if we pulled that off, anybody would be sniffing at that at all. That'd be brilliant.
No, I would definitely get behind that. It's just about his wage demands. I think his last contract at Man United was $350K a week.
That's not happening. Anyone get
Which
that?
was like a 6-year contract at the time, you know, so he was on mega mills, you know.
But the problem is there's still loads of people in world football that will pay mega millions as well. And I guess it's a bit telling that he's not secured in our club. So I guess that's because he's still got pretty high wage demands. Monty said, what about Kevin Trapp? Yeah, that's your man that saved the penalty against Rangers in the final, wasn't it? So
it's the cream buns. Yeah, we love a bit of Kevin Trapp. We love a bit of Frankfurt. Actually, I'll show you this. I got this the other week by accident. Oh, not by accident. It was given to me. But I was at a thing, and then I was like, "Oh, would you like a Frankfurt shirt?" I was like, "Yeah, I'll take a Frankfurt shirt."
Big Aaron Ramsey.
Yeah, so yeah, we love a bit of Kevin Trapp, that's for sure.
That's class.
But he's a bit too old. I think he's in his late 30s or so. And he's like, not to talk about Kevin Trapp, but he's like a Frankfurt guy. You know, he went and made a move to PSG, got paid, and then went back to Frankfurt. So, yeah, love it. I know it's just a joke and stuff, but I'm just that way. I need to
There's other goalkeepers that went out, like Matt Ryan. He was the Australian goalkeeper, and he's leaving AZ, and he's been linked with a few moves, some EPL moves, but more actually to be a backup somewhere. And, you know, somebody like that, I think he's only like maybe 31 or 32, international experience. AZ have actually had good clean sheet records and everything this year. But I think really we don't know exactly what Brendan's looking for, but looking at the style of play we've had this season, and Hart's kind of almost improved a wee bit on the ball. I think he'll have some specifics for a goalkeeper, you know, be a bit like, you know, you're going to have to get involved in the build-up type thing, not somebody who's going to punt it up because they're not good on the ball. And I don't know enough about the likes of these goalkeepers in terms of style of play, but I'd imagine that somebody who's played, captained their club and played for an international club will be able to pass the ball 10 yards to Scales or Carter Vickers. So, you know, if that's the calibre of guy we get, and, you know, those would be Champions League type signings, I think. And then we'll have some other areas to address as well. It sounds like we'll be looking to strengthen in other areas, but we've done really well in terms of tying down contracts, and people don't always feel like that's progress, but we do have a kind of nice profile of age in the team as well, and these guys like Maeda have still got a wee bit of improvement in them, hopefully as well. Hopefully as things progress, they manage to improve their own quality as well. You know, guys like Hatate, who, you know, has been really sort of held back by injuries, but if he was able to get his physicality stuff sorted out, you know, we know that the actual talent is there as well, and he can hopefully still improve a bit as well if we manage to hold on to him, keep him fit, etc. So
yeah, I think there's a lot more we can get stuck into once the season's wrapped up, and we can think about transfers and player profiles and doing all that good stuff, because yeah, it's exciting. We're kind of almost in that mode now, because it is one more league game and then the cup final, and then it's having a party in the Champions League all of a sudden. So
we're partying just now. We're partying on Saturday, and we're hoping that we're going to be partying again next Saturday. So the party has started, Quinny. Come on!
Oh no, for sure. It's just it's a SPFL party we're in now, but you know, big time. So we're normally on for about an hour, so we've been going for about 57 minutes. We're definitely going for a little bit. Don't get me wrong, but like I said earlier, guys, there's actually now approaching 750 of these here with us tonight. So thanks very much for everyone that's tuning in. It's probably the biggest show we've had tonight, or since we've been doing it. So whenever you're watching this, please do hit the like button, share, retweet, send it in the group chats to your mates, all that good stuff. We're going to give away 2 tickets to St Mirren, like kind of shortly enough, and it's going to be rapid fire pop quiz style in the live chat on YouTube. So if you're on Facebook and Twitter and all that good stuff, thanks very much. But we need you on YouTube. We need you to be a subscriber, and we're going to be giving away those tickets shortly enough. We normally, McBride, like to preview the match, maybe talk about movers and shakers. We see the team changing, predicted scores, all that kind of stuff. I didn't see Ida coming in for this game. Masterstroke from the manager, of course.
Yeah.
Do we think Kyogo comes back in for the weekend?
It's a difficult one, because I think maybe in terms of the home game, you would think maybe Furuhashi, that would suit him a bit more. I put my own prediction up, and I kind of put Ida about 60%. I just thought he played really well, and just because Furuhashi doesn't start on Saturday doesn't mean he's not going to start against Rangers in the cup final or whatever. But I think there's a chance that Ida plays just based on that performance level and everything. And you know, it's a tough one to call from a point of view of the last time we played St Mirren at home just before the split. I think they were quite, you know, a time wasting in the first half, and they were frustrating us, and you know, it was a while before we scored, and eventually we won 3-0, I think. So, but they don't really have anything to play for. So I think it's one of these games where we're turning up and we're in party mode and we're all up for it. And, you know, in their minds, St Mirren guys could already be kind of on holiday, if that makes sense. So they really want to turn up and chase guys about, or chase Maeda. I mean, would you want to come and turn up at 12:30 on Sunday after a long season, have to actually chase Dies and Maeda up and down the pitch? I mean, I wouldn't fancy that at all. I'd rather just go and watch, have a few Guinness. So yeah, I think we'll be pretty similar to last night. I don't see him messing about too much, but I think that he'll be looking to maybe get a few goals, and then as soon as it hits 60, you'll start seeing 2, 3, 4 guys or whatever come off to get a wee bit of a rest, or maybe the ones that are the most hungover for last night are like he's blowing out his backside. He was on the Jaeger bombs at 12:30 in that pub. So that type of stuff.
Who do you think was most likely to be on Jaeger bombs last night? You had to pick one.
By the looks of it, was Stephen Welsh. He knows he's not playing at the weekend, so he can just get absolutely hammered. Like, he could probably sit in there with a quarter bottle or whatever, a carry out on the bench, thinking, I'm not getting on here, so that's fine. I'll just have a wee curer. So, aye. Vickers looked quite well on as well, didn't he? He looked as if he likes a wee beer and stuff. But, aye.
Yeah. Well, he has a fridge. He has the fridge. This is the last time we played St Mirren. It wasn't actually that long ago. It was, have I got the date here? Oh, no, I don't. But it wasn't that long ago.
Before the split one?
Yeah, last game before the split, I think it might have been, if not the second last. We had Yang and Kuhn on the wings, and I remember this game, I think we looked kind of good, but without like completely rinsing them off the park. Let's just scroll down. How did the goals flow in? I had second half, 52-60, and then 86 we eat it off the bench. So tight first half, and then second half was what won the day for us. So I don't think this team plays, certainly, but seeing Kyogo selected over Ida maybe makes me think that like Ida was the masterstroke for Kelly away, but back at home against St Mirren, it's maybe Kyogo that comes back in for this.
Yeah, I think it could be either. I honestly think it could be either. Like, I think if Ida starts, then nobody would really complain, given how well he played last night. If Furuhashi starts, you know that he'll probably play like 55 or something, 60 minutes, and then Ida will get a chance as well. So I think it's going to be one of these days where start quite strong, try and get a few goals, try and enjoy it, and then try and give everybody a wee bit of a game. I think I think at this point he'll definitely just start James Forrest again. Even though Forrest probably not likely to last a full match. He's played all the games recently. He's been hugely influential, and I think he deserves to start a game as well because performance levels he's put in, you might not always just see it in those scores, but bear in mind he was really good in the semi-final, which isn't counted in Sorare, so you don't see that score there. You see the green scores where he's not actually getting a goal or assist, and that means that actually he's put in a good performance, even though he's not managed to get a goal or assist. So he's been great the last couple of games. I mean, he's been excellent. So I see him starting. I can't see how he would leave Maeda out. So yeah, I think it's going to be pretty similar. I guess, with McGregor's injury worries or whatever, is maybe he one of the ones that goes off a bit earlier, whatever. I don't know, but in Trophy Day, I don't see him like starting on the bench, unless it was just a case of, right, we need to protect this guy for the final. But I think you would want him, or he would want to be involved with that game as well. Same way as Joe Hart last game, etc. So,
well, I think you talking about McGregor specifically when you said that there. Sorry,
McGregor, yeah, because obviously he had the stuff with his Achilles and everything, and you think, well, sorry to talk over you, but McGregor's on 5 yellows. So if he got booked yesterday, he wouldn't be playing at the weekend. Right. So I thought it was, when I seen him start, it'll be, he's probably going to come off. He won't get 90. So I think that was why he gets subbed off rather than right. Anything else. I think they just didn't want him booked randomly, and then you don't get then he needs to do the John Terry after coming out the terraces wearing the suit, get changed, get it on, and you do all that crap. Yeah, I didn't even know that. I just thought that maybe we'd take him off because, he's played really well the last couple of games. But when he came back for the injury, he looked like he was towing a caravan at one point. Maybe he wasn't really playing that well, but it was understandable. It's been a long season, and he had an injury and he was out for a good number of weeks, and it was probably just match sharpness more than anything else he was lacking as well. So yeah, I think we'll go really strong, to be honest. There may be one or two surprises. There was a surprise Vida starting, so we could name the same starting lineup as last night, and maybe there'll be one or two surprises in there. But I think we'll be starting really very similarly, depending on how hungover they all are today. So it's probably some sort of post-mortem today saying, fitness test, like just giving them a day off today. So they'll probably back in training tomorrow or whatever. I mean, they don't need lots of training at this point in the season. It'll be iron brew and a rolling sausage or whatever we need today. So, of course. And then we've got AR in the chat reckoning Yang's on for a start this weekend. I know Roger said he did have an injury, but now he doesn't.
maybe AR reckons that's why Forrest has been getting the minutes and he's going to lose them when Yang comes back. I don't see it. I'm the same as you. I think Forrest, Maeda, and then either or the centre forwards is like the front three now, because the wings are so important for Rodgers, So yeah, I don't see it. Maybe it happens, but I don't see either starting. I have a feeling Calmac is going to ask Joe Hart to lift the trophy. Oh, that'd be cute. That'd be cute. I'd like that.
Yeah. That'd be nice. I mean, he's kind of one of these guys where he's not the actual captain, but you can see he's had a massive influence. So we'll see. But it's a nice position to be in, isn't it? We're talking about actually, we know we're going to be lifting the trophy, because when it came to the stuff just before the split, there was a point where you're thinking, well, this is going to go to the last day or the last minute or whatever, and actually we've managed to secure it. So brilliant position to be in. Brilliant.
Yeah,
cannot wait.
Again, just comparing to this game, we did have a Wata here, but I think we're firmly of the opinion it's McGregor, Hatate, and O'Reilly. They don't see any surprises in midfield at all. And in defence, again, the Rocky played this game, but I don't see the defence changing. I think any surprises. Yeah. I think the only surprises could be an attack, really, couldn't they? A winger or Ida Kyogo is a question mark, but although unlikely.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And I think there'll be loads of rotation at some point, but it'll be hopefully after we've secured the feel good factor, because it doesn't really matter anymore. But with the last two trophy days, I think we've won 5 and 6-0. We beat Aberdeen 5-0, and I think the other one before that was 6-0. I can't remember who it was against. So it's not a game where we turn up and we don't really take it seriously. This is this is putting on a show for the fans.
Yeah, I want to say Motherwell if I was to guess. But
I think it was Motherwell, wasn't it?
That's a pure guess. I've got a really bad. It's one of the things I like about doing videos are like, even before I did YouTube, if you actually look at my YouTube channel, there's a playlist called, I think, Celtic games I've been to, and I used to just record bits of games before I did any of this because my memory's rotten, and then at least I'd remember like, oh yeah, that's where I was sitting and I seen that goal or any of that kind of thing. So if I did remember that well, I'd be mightily surprised. Any updates on Vata and Kelly? I seen both of them in the celebration pictures yesterday. They were both like in the squad. Vata had the trackie on. He wasn't like getting engaged with all the celebrations, but he was definitely on the end of the pictures, that doing that bit where he's like, oh, hey, I'm here, just looking awkward. Bain, Ralston, Lager, BLK, Naroki, Welsh, McCarthy, Home, Iwata, Kuhn, Ida, Yang. That's Monty's team for the weekend. Wouldn't that be hilarious?
Yeah, I just don't see that happening. I think if he came out last night and said, right, everybody's away to get absolutely mangled and we don't care what we do at the weekend, but given he's come out and said, oh yeah, we want to really sprint over the line, well, you're not going to do that if you take games seriously. So yeah, I think it will be. And there's no way, unless Joe Hart has some major injury, he's not playing that game, because his last game at Celtic Park, so he's going to be playing some part in that game anyway, isn't he? So
yeah, I'm with you on that one for sure. Guys, we are approaching 800 people watching us live now. Thanks you very much to everyone that's joined on the show today. We've had a great time. A lot of these are probably here because we do have tickets to give away for Celtic St Mirren. The tickets giveaway that we do here on the channel are all backed, sponsored, provided to us by Sorare Global Fantasy Football, who are a big fan of the 23,001 channel where you find me most days of the week. And they love the content we do here for Celtic fans. Sorare are all about they are football fans that have made a game for football fans and all that good stuff. Their partnerships are with all the major leagues and clubs in world football, and those partnerships get them tickets, get them shirts, get them all sorts of other cool stuff. And thankfully, because they're a big fan of me, McBride, the channel, and everything else, they're always happy to support us when they can. And we've got some tickets to give away. So what I always do with these ticket giveaways, right, just to be clear to everyone listening, is I tell you the format of the answer first of all, because this is fastest fingers first. It's pop quiz style, okay? Now, both of the answers are just numbers. There's no decimal points or anything like that. So all you need to have is the number keyboard ready on your phone, or, have your fingers over the numbers on your keyboard if you're at a desk or whatever. Now, there is over 800 of these. I suspect the majority of these are on Facebook. I did say we want to keep this to YouTube because it's the easiest way for me to see the comments. But hey, we'll do our best because I'm sure the comment section is just going to fly away as soon as, because I can see all the chats from all the places here. So they're all mangled into one. So I'm going to do my best, right, to shepherd this as best as I can. But we've got 2 tickets, and I'll be at Celtic Park before the game. We get the tickets an hour before kickoff. Any of the winners You need to find me at Quinny3001 on Twitter, Instagram, anywhere you can find me. It's the same handle everywhere. And send me a DM and we'll get into it. You'll need to tell me your handles and stuff like that, so I know it's you and whatever as well before we finish the show. Okay. Jay is some people are trying to get ahead of the game already here. Jay's been on my channel before and he thinks he can read minds. So fair enough. Now we've got two questions, right?
Jay.
I'm
just kidding.
Yeah. Right, so we've got two questions for one ticket each, right? Just to be absolutely clear. Somebody last week for the Derby, not the Hearts we gave tickets away for. Somebody thought they won 2 tickets and they couldn't go to the game by themselves. So unfortunately, that one kind of rolled over. I think that was the one you ended up getting, McBride. You weren't involved in the giveaway on that one. So it's one ticket you're winning. If you can't make it to the game by yourself, then I'm sorry, don't enter, but it's one ticket. We're giving away 2, but we're giving away them singles. You probably will be next to me, McBride, but sometimes the tickets, we might be in the same section, but maybe in a different row. So you might not need to listen to me during the game. But anyway.
Always a plus.
Always a plus. As McBride will tell you, I lose my voice at the end of the game. I don't shut up. I don't stop singing or shouting. And that's camera or no camera. Okay, cool. Now, we've got 2 questions. I thought one was a wee bit harder, one was a wee bit easier. What do you think we should start with? The easy one or the hard one?
Start with the hard one.
Start with the hard one. Right, okay, magic. So the answer is just a number, right? We want, guys, okay? Now, as you probably heard, Brendan Rodgers was given a good bit of praise at the end of the game last night or not praise, but, in the memory of and putting a good word around, as we've seen from the pre-match tifo from the Celtic fans, it was the anniversary of Tommy Burns, of all people. Celtic through and through, born and bred, the legend that he is. The answer, what I want to know from you guys that are listening to this, is how many Scotland caps did Tommy Burns collect in his career? Fastest fingers first.
See all the wheels are in motion in the heads.
Yep. So that's the hard one.
Can't see anybody getting it right so far.
Oh, by the way. This is the hard one, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, yeah. Some people are not that far away, but let's look. We've got the winner.
I've got a winner as well. I'm really glad to see the name for the winner as well, by the way. We'll just wait. Everyone's behind us. I think it is. I'm just double checking. It is the correct answer. Tommy Burns collected, according to Wikipedia, which is the source, 8 senior caps for Scotland. Michelle Reid, congratulations. You've got a ticket locked and loaded for Trophy Day. Well done, Michelle. I know you were really gutted you missed out on some of the other giveaways. So congratulations. Maestro, you were right behind her in second, my man. Sorry, close but no cigar. And I don't think we actually get any other right answers. A lot of 17s, 32s, 16s, hunters. Great guess there, Jay. 420, Ellie Perrott. I love that guess as well. Just for the banter and all the rest. But Monty coming in after the horses bolted. But yeah, well done. Michelle, I think you've tagged us on Twitter a few times and stuff, so it should be easy enough to tie in with you. But can you now confirm from that same account that I can see a Twitter handle or an Instagram handle, I can reach out to you and organise with you for the weekend. Now, we've got another ticket to give away, and this should be an easier one, I think, because we only had 3 right answers there out of I don't know how many entrants there, hundreds of you getting involved. Congratulations again to Michelle. But we are at one more game to go in the SPFL, the Cinch Prem, in the league, in the season or whatever. But as I live and breathe and as I talk to you today, how many goals have Celtic scored in the league?
Do you know the answer to this, Quinny? Because you'll need to call it. I can't even remember the answer to it.
I wrote it down. I wrote it down, and I've still got a screen in front of me. Yeah. Some good guesses, but they're not.
I actually knew what the goal difference was, but you've got to actually work out goals and goals conceded. Michelle's getting an answer in again. Michelle, you can't get 2 tickets. 64.
I didn't really specify that. Not the goal difference. How many goals have we scored?
I know Michelle's correctly looked up the goal difference, which isn't the question. That's a belter.
Red Tim, congratulations, mate. You were the first winner. It is 92 goals scored. And then Oh, Ian, Scottish bar steward, 91. Right behind her. And Ellie Perry, again, just in front there, but with 90. Close but no cigar. But Red Tim, congratulations, mate. I need you to tell me a Twitter handle, an Instagram handle, something that I can reach you on. Not a phone number, obviously. Don't put that into a live chat on YouTube. It probably won't go well. So, and yeah, so before the game, I'm at the ticket office to collect the tickets and stuff, guys. And then what I'm going to do, because it's the last game of the season, I'll have my little camera set up in front of the Emirates. Me and McBride were there last time, and McBride will tell you my bottle crashed. I'm not going to be stopping punters or anything like that, but I'll be there. And if you want to come before the game, we'll be setting up some sort of rival stuff. It's free to play. We'll have a bit of a gimmick, a wee bit of a gag with it, and we'll have some banter. So I'll be there an hour before the game. The weather should be great, and everything will be popping as well. And if you see me, come up, say hi. We'll have a wee chat on camera, off camera, whatever you want. I don't mind. But because Sorare are sponsoring this stuff, we do need to make some content when we're there. And I need to get my finger out and not let my bottle crash. So I thought I would let you know where I am and what I'm doing. And then you maybe make it easier for me. I don't need to go and stop people and say, who do you think is going to play well today? What do you think the score will be? Or any of that jazz, you know. Maybe you guys can come up to me and say, hey, Quinny, you madman. Good to see you. But yeah, Red Tim, and I need you to... Sorry?
You say, I think it's going to be 7-0. My name's Mark Patrick Rare.
We've not got a score prediction yet, actually, McBride. I need Red Tim to hit me up with a handle on. I need you to tell me where I can reach you, so I can sort you out for the ticket tomorrow, my man. Like rapid. We're not going to finish the show, Red Tim, until you reach out to me. Now you can't do it on another platform because it's then very hard to verify that you are this account. I need you to tell me a handle that I can reach you on. Doesn't need to be yours, it could be your Moz. I don't care, but I need that account that just won to tell me where I'm contacting you so I can organise you for Saturday. But yeah, I think we're going to get, like you say, it's normally big trophy day scores, McBride, and 5-0 just feels in the air for me.
Yeah, that seems reasonable. That's just because we won 5-0 last night. I was just thinking 5-0. I would go for 6-0. Go for 6-0.
Well,
I think we'll be on it. Honestly, I think like if we come out like last night, then it'll be the same type of story. And score 3 goals in the second half against Mirren last time, so get a couple, then you could definitely see a similar story. And quite a strong bench as well, you know. So having a strong bench, I think, is a good thing. I just think that they don't have much to play for, which can be dangerous sometimes as well. But yeah, it was party time, isn't it? So I think when we're sobered up, we'll be fine.
I think, yeah, because we've got the potential to score lots of goals first half. And then if it's like party atmosphere, we're bringing on benches that are like motivated to like, yeah, let's get involved in the chat. We've got an Rangers fan joining us asking if we're happy. Yeah, we are pretty happy, mate. We're pretty happy. We're buzzing. We've got parties, we've got trophy days.
You've got to enjoy it. That's it. That's football. You know, every time you've got one of those games where you're in despair or you've had a tough time or whatever, then the next time you win something, you've got to enjoy it. Don't let anybody tell you shouldn't be enjoying it, because that's what it's all about.
Yeah. I'm just checking my messages and stuff in case I'm getting some DMs or whatever. But I think, Red Tim, I need a handle, man. I need somewhere I can reach you.
You can still go into the chat and YouTube after the video as well, Quinny. You can do replies in the chat and everything after it. So that is sorted.
Oh, of course. Right, so where do I find that handle? Is that a Twitter handle, a Facebook handle? Where do I find that?
If I'm telling you about
Instagram.
Instagram.
Awesome. Let me go and get that. Boom. Let me go and find you. I want to know I've got you. And Michelle, I think I've got you on Twitter anyway. So when I put that in, Fiona_.McD.
It's not Fiona, it's FIONN.
Oh, sorry. It brings up, Fion. I saw it does. Sorry, I beg your pardon. Maestro is second is still here. I don't have any handles. AR. Yeah. Banter. Are you sure that's I've not got I've got one. You've got an underscore and a full stop in there, Red Tim. That fine, it's my son's name. Yeah, so there's 2 Fions. There's one with a dot and there's one with an underscore. Is it the underscore? Or is it the dot? I need to know which Fion it is. Almost there, Red Tim. Almost there. Just let me know the handle you've given me. It's got an underscore and a full stop in it. I don't think it's both. Which one is it?
I don't even have an Instagram, so
Read my messages. Scroll up, Michelle. I have bad news. I have my dates mixed up, and I'm flying out to Ibiza on Saturday. I thought it was Sunday, so unfortunately, with a heavy heartbreak, I can't go. Someone hates us. Oh, no way. Flying out Saturday. I thought it was Sunday. But if it was Sunday, you'd be in Ibiza. Are you coming back? Are you in Ibiza now? Is that what it is? It's both. It is both. Okay. So when I put that handle in, it brings up. Can I show you this on screen? I hope this is okay. Is this the account? Is this the account here? Brian McDonough. And then, right, okay, so Michelle's passing hers up. So we've got another one to go round. So, Michelle, you said who was second there? That probably feels about right. Maestro 95. Maestro, let me know a handle I can reach you on, my man. And Red Tim, is this your son? Is this your son's account? Is this one we're after? He's given me the handle again, but when I put that handle in, it doesn't definitively tell me which account. There's like a few accounts it could be, as you can see here. There's a bunch of them. You know. Oh, I found it. There it is there. A wee cheeky private account. Right, I've followed you. So you need to like follow me back and then we can chat. Perfect. Love that. Thanks very much, mate, for clearing that up. So Fion, that's us. I'm following, send a request, try and message you if I can. I need you to accept my request or your son. And then, yeah, it's Red Tim sorted, my man. We'll get that done. And Maestro 95, where can I find you, mate? Where can I find you?
Because you've won. Because Michelle's away to Ibiza.
You've won because Michelle's away to Ibiza.
Jay, Michelle, you take a ticket and I'll go to Ibiza. I'll go and ask my wife.
I'll follow you, Jay. I don't mind. I'm just not good with following stuff, you know. Sometimes, mate, I can't remember who it was, McBride, but you'll appreciate this. But it wasn't Hoodwink, right? But it was somebody like Hoodwink. And I wasn't following them on Twitter till like 2 weeks ago or something like that. But it's somebody like you proper know and have spoke to for ages and all that. It's like, oh shit, I'm not following. I'm really bad for that. Maestro's been quiet on us. Oh, he's back. Email, he says. Okay, who have you emailed? Have you emailed the site?
No, don't put your email up. Then people will start sending you all sorts of stuff. So,
Lennox Town CSC content on your feed. Love it. Thanks very much, mate. Love it. I'm not on Instagram too much, which is why I'm quite bad at using it because I'm just not an aficionado. Thoughts on Anderson Lopez to Celtic? Is that a rumour?
Who's he play for? Anderson Lopez?
He's the Brazilian guy at Marinos who used to be at somebody else. Right.
Yeah.
Not Elber, the other one.
Yeah. No, I know who you mean though. I was thinking Felipe Anderson, that's guy for Lazio who's signing for team in Brazil. No.
Yeah, Maestro, how are we contacting you, mate? It's the last thing I need to do before I can go get my tea. How are we contacting you, Maestro? We need to get you to the game, mate. You've won. Michelle's passed it over. It's Larry Anderson. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. It feels like a joke. Come on, Maestro. Where do we find you? McBride, how did you do this midweek?
I just asked. I run a sort of random draw, so I just got everybody's asked for everybody's Sorare name and then just put it into a big hat. But it wasn't really a hat. It was like a made up tombola thing I carried on. I was like Rod Stewart and then just picked out a name and it had the Sorare name on it. So I'd asked everybody for their contact details, their Sorare name on the video. So it's just a bit harder if you're talking about email addresses and stuff.
Yeah, big time. Come on, man. McMillan.
His giveaways are rigged. You just want to be rigged so that you can go, McMillan. That's it. You just want them to be rigged. Just raging they're not rigged in your favour. They're not rigged.
Have you emailed it? I'm wondering if Maestro's went to email Seltzer here, because if you have, that's fine. Kinda, maybe. I'd rather you tell me a handle, but from this account that I can see as the supposed winner, or the rollover winner, and then I know I'm getting in contact with you in good faith, just like we had there with Finn. I don't need to put the accounts on screen and everything like that if I find it easy enough. But yeah, please confirm with me so that we can.
I think Michelle should get she should win one of the tickets for next season after kindly booking a flight to Ibiza there in the last half an hour so that somebody else could go.
There we go. Follow back is on. I've sent a wee message so I can pick that up when we finish the stream with Theon, which is brilliant. El Perrett is in here asking for the rollover again. It's about the GB who got the team back on the line. Remember what the board did to them? Yeah, the Green Brigade do a lot, if that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, Green Brigade have been brilliant. I mean, the atmosphere in the games has been amazing.
Big thing.
Really, really good. Really good. Michelle, it's your fault for booking a flight to Ibiza when you knew we were playing against St Mirren. You shouldn't have booked the flight on Saturday. But the saving grace is you're going to Ibiza. So, better than a lot of people. They'll be cutting about going to their work. You'll be getting pissed. So, enjoy.
So, Red Tim, congratulations. And Maestro, I want to give you a big congratulations, mate, but I'm now worried that you're gone and I'm speaking to no one.
You will. Yeah, you can, when the video's finished, you can reply to that comment on the actual YouTube thing. So just reply back to the comment on the YouTube.
Messages aren't sending. Frank Green, brilliant. And where do I get Frank Green?
Facebook.
Is that
FB.
Facebook? Is that a Facebook? Oh, FB Frank Green. Oh, Jesus, that's not gonna be easy. Let's have a look. Right, copy. Right, Facebook. I don't want to put it on screen because Facebook's normally a wee bit more personal for folk, right?
Yeah.
But let me open Facebook. Oh crap! I don't ever go into Facebook on this computer. I hope it signs in. Oh, it does. Good. Frank Green. Okay, now there's a few Frank Greens that look like Celtic fans. So let me have a look. There's one guy here. I don't know if that's going to be you. Probably not. So it's one of these other two. One has got a Celtic badge for a profile, and one is a guy's face who lives in Wishaw. So is your picture a Celtic thing, or is it a face? Many thanks. Looking forward to it. Red Tim, me too, my man. Looking forward to it. So Maestro, I've got a picture of you here on your little YouTube thing. I don't know if Maestro is still fucking about. No, I think we're just about there. But I do think it was very close there. Very, very close to a double rollover. But we've got two Franks. One with a Celtic badge for a name, for a face, sorry. And one with not. And I think that looks like, he's got a Celtic badge for his banner. So it's one of you.
We're going to game at 12:30 on Saturday. We'll still be here at this rate.
I think it is the guy with a picture, because it looks kind of similar to the Maestro picture in a roundabout way.
The Wishaw? What does Wishaw mean?
Yeah, I think it's the Wishaw guy. Has he said that? Sorry if I missed it.
Wishaw, yeah.
Where did they say that?
In the chat that I'm looking at.
Oh, really? Wishaw. Oh, brilliant. Okay, so I was looking at the YouTube chat there. Fantastic. Now, I'm just shooting you a message now, mate, from my personal account. It says, yo. Cool.
Want to go to the game on Saturday?
And then we can pick up. Right, awesome, Frank Green. Look forward to chatting to you, my man. Don't talk to me. But yeah, buzzing, guys. I had a great night. A wee bit of a tail on the end of this in terms of getting the tickets given away. Now, it is the last ticket giveaway we'll be doing of the season, guys. But the more you support the channel, the more we get stuck into it on here. I'll try and do my best every single week to get as many tickets as I can from the overlords of the internet, Sorare, and we'll try and get as many of them given out. to you guys as we possibly can, because hey, that's what the show's all about. It's all about football fans, it's all about community, and it's all about the greatest club in the world, of course, the Glasgow Celtic. Now, I did actually have a video I wanted to end the show with that I used as an intro recently, and it was a Celtic one. It was after we beat them, and I thought it was funny, but some Sorare people didn't really get it and stuff. So if I can find it, I'm going to put it on the now for you because you'll like it. It's a good one. But I need to be able to bloody find it first of all. And I was going to look for it earlier, but
I'm nearly as good at this. I've finally found somebody that's as bad at this YouTube stuff as me, Quinny.
maybe I deleted it.
You press the buttons.
Where would it be? I'm going to try and no, I don't know if I'll be able to find it. I've got a. Nah, I can't find it. I'm going to try one more second because I really do. Where would I have hidden it? Where would I have put it? Fun pictures, is it in there? No. Current insert? Nah. Or archive one, maybe? Celtic Heart City giveaway. Fun pictures. Trophy day? What's in here? Oh, by the way, this isn't what I was planning, but these are the videos from Trophy Day last year. How long has this been? 40 seconds? I'm going to try and put this one on, right? I don't even know what it is, but it's 40 seconds and we'll end the show with it. Whips that large. Ah, that file's too large. Jumping Jimmies. Jumping Jimmies. Sorry guys. I'm trying to have a nice wee fun to end to the show. My brain's just laughing at me.
You do this for 11, Quinny. You do this for 11.
I do this for, what's this? Is this the folder I'm looking for? I know, but I should have prepared it before we came on. I thought, I'll be able to find it. It's just in that folder. And then I go and open that folder and it's not there. I'll tell you what it is. It was a good rendition of Zombie Nation from back in the day. Can I find it? Let me try a search. No, I'm not going to find it on search. But anyway. Guys, it's been an absolute... Or can I find it? Am I losing my mind here? I think I might be losing my mind here. Yeah, I think I am. Guys, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thanks to everyone that's joined in on the show tonight. Enjoy the game at the weekend. It's Trophy Day. And yeah, I'll be back live on my channel, 23001 tomorrow for some bits and bobs. We might even have a podcast coming out on this channel tomorrow as well. So thanks to everyone that gets involved. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to... I really do want to go and try and find it. But I don't think... Oh! Merchant City. What's that video?
Oh, you've not overwritten one of your dodgy videos there, Quinny.
No, I found a good one there, by the way. I don't know if it's too big of a file to go on this, but because the one I'm actually looking for, what file was that in Archive 1? Yeah, it's too big. Yeah, it's been trimmed down to be a small enough file to go onto one of these systems, but it's alas. Anyway, guys, thanks a lot for all your time, and yeah, one the hoops.
One the hoops.
One the hoops. Hail, hail, guys. Woo.